Question 3 in this game, or question 8 overall in the section, reads, if limelight is never shown again during the festival once greed is shown, then which one of the following is the maximum number of film showings that could occur during the festival? So we want to write down this if information, even though we don't have a specific way to represent it in terms of days and films yet. We can at least say no L after G. And then our answer choices for what is the maximum number of film showings, those answer choices are 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, right? So we can start thinking about this by saying, well, let's draw another little schematic. When we're looking for the maximum number, we want to use the process of elimination starting at the biggest number and working our way down. If we were asked for the minimum number, we'd want to start with the smallest number and work our way up. Now you'll notice here that we already said that there were a maximum of 2 films that could be shown on Friday and Saturday, just because of these 2 rules down here. So even if we were to show all 3 films on Thursday, we would still only be able to show a maximum of 7 films. If we were to think about how to place those 7 films, we could say it would have to look like this, right? We would have to show all 3 of the films here. We would also have to have H being last on Thursday. So H would have to be here. Because we can't show any L's after a G, we would have to have the situation look like this. Then on Friday, to have 2 films, because we can only have one of G or L, well, we also know that we already used our G. It says no L's after G, so we'd have to have a G here also, right? So now, G or L on Friday and nothing comes after, well, we have to fill up this other spot, so we put an H here. Now, say we have exactly one of G or H on Saturday and nothing after. So here, no L's after G, so we can't have an L. The only way that we can have 2 spots here then is to have both G and H. But unfortunately, that breaks a rule, and this results in a contradiction. What this means is that there's no way to place 7 films during the festival such that this rule of no L after G is satisfied. So we can cross off 7 as an answer choice and see where we can go from there. The next logical step in this question is then to see whether it's possible for 6 films to be placed, given that we ruled out 7 as an option. Now, thinking naively about this, we can say, well, asking whether 6 is a possibility is somewhat more difficult than asking whether 7 is a possibility, because we don't know whether that 6 is arranged 2, 2, 2. We don't know whether it's arranged 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2. We don't really know what's going on. Luckily, given that the question asks, what is the maximum number of film showings that could occur? If we can find one situation that works with 6, then we know that 6 is our answer. Now notice here, in the same setup that we were trying to do to make 7 happen, we didn't reach a problem until we tried to place these Saturday films here. So we said we placed all 3 of them on Thursday, we placed 2 on Friday. The rule then says that we can only have one of G and H on Saturday. So we can have either G or H here. But we don't have an L because we've already placed the G, so we can't have any more L's. We don't have an L to finish this last spot, which is why we couldn't have 7. But notice here then, if we just took this spot away, we have something that satisfies all the rules. And we can double check. So each film is shown at least once. Well, that's taken care of by Thursday. Films don't repeat more than once per day. We're good. H is on Thursday and nothing comes after it. We're good. Exactly one of G or L is on Friday and nothing comes after. Exactly one of G and L. Okay. Exactly one of G or H is on Saturday and nothing comes after. That's good here. You also want to make sure that you check the original if information that you were given in the question. So here we also have to check that there are no G's, or I'm sorry, no L's after G appears. Well, the first G is here. The only L appears here. So we're fine on that. And we've in fact come up with a scenario that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 films being shown. And we know that that's the maximum because we've already ruled out 7 as an option. Notice as an additional strategic point that if you got totally stuck with the question and just wanted to narrow down your answer choices, you could also pretty easily rule out 3 as an option without knowing a whole lot. Because again, if you look back to question 6, for example, you have a situation that works. Because you have something that satisfied all the original rules, and you'll notice here that it also satisfies this rule of no L's after G, because G in fact comes last. So you can say that you have an example up here that has 4 films being shown. Therefore, you can rule out the possibility that 3 is the maximum number of film showings that could occur. And even if you couldn't do a whole lot else rather than eliminate the 3 and the 7, you're at least guessing from among 3 answer choices rather than from among 5 answer choices.